Hello and welcome to our today's short video about a snap inverter light with S0 meter. In this case, we want to show you how to do a dynamically a power reduction on our inverters without Data Manager 2.0. I mentioned it is a light device, so snap inverter light. And what means light? In this case, with the light devices, there is no Data Manager 2.0 card built in the device, and therefore we want to show you a possibility to do a dynamic power reduction on these devices together with an S0 meter. So in our case, you can easily connect the S0 meter directly to the inverter and therefore do the dynamic power reduction with the inverter itself. Therefore, please note, you need, of course, on one hand side the S0 meter. This S0 meter must be certified after IEC 62053-31. So please take care whenever reading the datasheet of the S0 meter that the IEC norm is covered, therefore that the smart meter can communicate with the inverter. Furthermore, we need to have Class B certification with the S0 meter, so please take care that these two regulations are being done with the S0 meter. Furthermore, for the connection of the dynamic load balancing, we have then the possibility to go from 99 down to 0% of the power. And therefore, you also have the possibility to do zero feed-in with these systems. So as you see, you can dynamically control the power between the systems depending on your needs or on the needs of the grid supplier. Please note also the S0 meter must be in the consumption path, in the load path of the system. This is very important so that we get all the energy flows within the system between the PV system and the local grid. Yeah, then of course multiple inverters cannot be installed within these systems. So each light device, each snap inverter light device with a S0 meter is a standalone solution. So this should give you the possibility to dynamically regulate one inverter at a time. So please note, no multiple devices can be installed here. So let's have a look on the close-up on the installation and commissioning process next up. Close up on the inverter, we now see here the multifunction current interface, or it is also called the signal input. Here on the left hand side you can unplug the little plug, and here you see now pin 1 on the right hand side and pin 2 on the left side. On the right side here we have pin 1, and this is S0 minus, and on the left hand side pin number 2, it is S0 plus. After connecting the two cables, we can plug the signal input back again on the inverter, and then we are going directly over a cable communication line down to the S0 meter. Here on the S0 meter we have again S0 minus on the right side and S0 plus on the left side, and with these two cable connections we can directly go to the signal input of the inverter. After the complete installation of the S0 meter and the snap inverter, finally we have now to do the commissioning on the inverter display itself. Therefore, we are touching the soft key, the third key from the left side 5 times. And now we enter our basic code to enter the setup. So this code is always the same, it is 22742, and with this basic menu we can enter our settings that we need to commission the S0 meter on the inverter. Next up, we want to choose the so-called input signal. Therefore we go down with our arrow keys and enter the system with the enter key. After that we now see here the mode of operation, and we click enter to enter the mode of operation, and now we change it from off to S0 meter. Then we enter with the enter key, and then we have two possibilities. First up is the grid power limit. Here we can set a specific power limit that we want to give into the AC grid. So therefore in our case, for example, we have 15 kV, and here you can set your power limit that you want to achieve. After putting the enter key, we can go back to the second implementation. Here it is the impulse rate. And under impulse rate, we can now set the impulse rate of the chosen S0 meter. So in our case, it is written down in the manual of the S0 meter, 1000 impulses per kilowatt hour, and therefore please choose the correlating impulses that you have on your S0 device. Then we can enter these settings by clicking the enter button. And after this setting is complete, we are completed with the settings, and with the return button, we can re-enter the signal of the inverter to the home page of the inverter. So after this step, the S0 meter implementation is completed, and we can now use the S0 meter for dynamic feed-in limitation.